welcome to Across the Omniverse, a podcast brought to you by Cinema Sangha. My name is Devin Faraci, and I am one of the hosts of the program. Joining me, as he traditionally does,
my name is Derek Faraci, and fist my bump. How are you, Devin?
Fist my bump.
Somebody hasn't seen Project Hail Mary yet.
Oh, I have not. No, I have not seen it yet. I gotta go. I have been behind on all of my stuff. My schedule's weird these days.
I'm sorry, hold on. I didn't know we were at the gun show today.
Yeah, because it's 100 fucking degrees outside here in Los Angeles, which means as we record tonight, my room is going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And so
it's getting hot in here, so record all your podcasts.
Exactly. So as I turn on my lights too, because I forgot to do that, that's going to make it nice and hot too. All my lights on. Anyway, no, my schedule's been weird.
Do lights give off heat anymore? Because they're LED, aren't they?
I don't know, man.
I don't think LED lights give off heat.
Don't science check me. Don't do this. Don't do
no,
this.
I'm asking honestly. I'm not sure.
No, I don't know. Probably not. No.
I don't know enough about science to say for sure.
My schedule's been weird, and I'm really picky about movie showtimes and movie theaters, so I have not been able to see Project Hail Mary just yet. I won't be able to see it probably till Friday, actually, to tell you the truth, the current rate of way things are going. Very
It'll
sad.
still be in theaters because it's doing very well.
I know. How's life, man?
It's all right. It's okay.
Good to hear. We love when it's going okay.
Yeah.
We love when it's going okay. I had a great sandwich yesterday.
Yeah?
Do you know that's like one of the small joys in life is having like a great sandwich? You know, it's just like a really fucking good sandwich. I mean, it's placed in Highland Park, Giada's, and it was the Don Pepe, and it was so tasty, and oh, God. Like when I'm eating something I really like, I do my little food dance, and I was doing my little food dance while eating. How's your back?
It hurts.
Still, we're not going to the doctor,
huh? No. Do you know how long it takes for a pinched nerve to fix, to heal up? It takes 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, I mean, the thing is that they'll give you muscle relaxers.
The thing is, I lost my job in November, and I can't afford to go to a doctor just because I'm in a little bit of pain.
You don't have health insurance now?
I have health insurance. You still have to pay for things.
No, I know. I just went to the doctor and just got x-rays.
Yes. For this, knowing what it is and knowing it's not unbearable, I'm fine.
All right. You suffer through it with your brave Irish demeanor. As the more Italian of the brothers, I just whine and moan all the time about things. So
yes.
Oh man, we got any news this particular week here on the program?
We do. Grant Morrison has apologized to Damon Lindelof for what he said about lanterns after reading that Damon Lindelof called Green stupid.
I thought that was really classy.
I thought it was a terrible apology.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I think it's because I think the first page of the apology is him talking about how people only react to negative things, and that's not how people should be, and they only pay attention to when he says something negative. But he did the exact same thing.
Well, he does say that, actually. Like, he does say that in the thing. He's acknowledging his own little hypocrisy here. Like, he's 100% acknowledging it.
I don't think you need to give me a page where you're telling me why it's wrong for us to be interested in what he said, for him to then be like, also, I do it too.
The thing is that this is not a direct apology to Lindelof. This is a blog post about it, so he's going to write his feelings about the whole subject. So as a writer, sometimes when you're writing a blog post, you have many different things that you want to talk about. So I think that's totally reasonable. I thought that the classy part was him acknowledging that Lindelof does good work, Watchmen was great, that he took it out of context, that he had a knee-jerk reaction, and that he had a knee-jerk reaction because DC will not fucking Warner Bros. Will not hire him for DC movies. And I was like, oh, good on you, man. Like, that's a totally reasonable thing to say. Like, a good apology acknowledges, like, not just where you were wrong, but why you were wrong. And so him taking ownership of, like, I was bitter. I was being bitter. I think that's great. I think that's really, really great.
That part I appreciate it. He's like, yeah.
And I get it, because he's like, every movie and TV show they put out, my fucking name gets brought up. God forbid anybody wants to give me $1, though. Like, yeah, so...
I do want to know what his Flash script was.
Yeah, he thinks it's better than the movie. Miller. Maybe him and Lord and Miller could talk about their Flash scripts together.
Well, Lord and Miller, that's our next piece of news.
I know.
That was good. You were doing a good segue.
I was, yeah. I'm a pro,
but they were
baby.
on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast.
Yeah.
And they said that they will not reveal what their Flash movie's about in case they decide to use it later. Although they're not clear if they mean like as a Flash movie or just a concept they can use for something else.
I think they mean as a concept they can use for something else.
Yeah, that's my theory too. They said that they liked the Flash movie that was made. I don't know.
We were okay with it. We didn't hate it.
Yeah. Well, you liked it more than I did.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be harsher on Flash. What are you going to do? And they are open to discussing making a movie with DC. They said we're always intrigued by intriguing ideas.
Breaking, people want to work.
Yeah.
So many news stories always come down to breaking, someone wants to work.
Yeah. Those are my favorite stories when they're like, this actor says that they would like to play this character. And then you watch the clip and somebody like being like, would you play Batman? And you're like, yeah, sure, I guess.
Why not? Yeah, okay. Well, they wanted me, yeah.
I mean, you get paid a lot of money for that role, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We also have an update on the Jimmy Olsen Untitled series.
Okay.
It's a mystery comedy.
We kind of figured that,
and
right?
it's untitled. Yeah. And yeah, it's untitled. They still don't have a title for it.
I thought they had a title when they initially announced it.
No, everyone thought that was a title for it. And it was clearly not a title for it. It was like a really bad title.
Okay.
But everyone was like, that's the title of the show. Okay. And they're like, no. Then they had to come out and be like, no.
Yeah.
That's a horrible title.
No, it's a bad title.
Yeah. So right now it's just Untitled Jimmy Olsen series.
Okay. But
they're kicking around names. Stephen Colbert is writing a Lord of the Rings movie. So
he got fired and now he has bounced into Hollywood. He's not just writing a Lord of the Rings movie, by the way. He's writing what sounds like a bizarre Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah, a post Lord of the Rings movie.
Post Lord of the Rings, but also it's both a post Lord of the Rings and also an interquel. It's going to be a chapter that was cut from Lord of the Rings, the movie.
Okay.
He's doing the chapter of the Barrow Downs and Tom Bombadil. That's what his movie is going to be. And so it seems like it's 14 years after Frodo has passed on to the Grey Havens and beyond the Grey Havens, and Sam, Merry, and Pippin go off and like do a boys' trip to like visit their spots that they went on their adventure on. Meanwhile, Rosie at home discovers some information about something that happened early on in their adventures. And that thing is going to be them being captured by the Barrow Whites, which was just totally cut. And then also Tom Bombadil showing up. So I'm kind of super duper curious how that's going to work out and how that's going to be. And like, are they going to de-age these actors? Is that what's the story's going to be? Because it has been 25 years. And even though a couple of them maintain a youthful look, Elijah Wood looks great for his age, they don't look like they did when they were in their 20s.
No, they look quite a bit older.
Yeah.
I don't know what they'll do. It's interesting. We'll have to find out. Maybe it'll be animated?
Could be. It doesn't sound like it because I watched that video that Peter Jackson made where he's talking about how they are currently in pre-production on The Hunt for Gollum, and then this is the next movie they're making. He doesn't make it sound like it's animated. And the thing everybody at home should know is that Stephen Colbert is like a real Lord of the Rings dork.
Oh, he's gigantic.
Like, I think he speaks a little bit of Elvish and shit. Like, he's a really huge Lord of the Rings dork. And so that doesn't necessarily mean that we're always going to get the best stuff, but he is going to be somebody who's going to be fighting for fidelity to the source material, I believe. So I'm kind of deeply intrigued by it. I mean, I don't know that I want these movies per se, but I am deeply intrigued by it.
One of my favorite Colbert Show bits is whenever he's had somebody from Lord of the Rings on, they ask him trivia about the movie, about the books, and he always gets it right. And then there's one where it's the guys that play Merry and Pippin, whatever their names are, Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan. Yeah. And they're on, and they're like, okay, there's two of us. We're going to ask you two questions. And Dominic Monaghan goes first, and he asks some question about something in the books. And he's like, what's the name of blah, 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 blah. And Stephen Colbert thinks for a moment, and he answers. He goes on for a long time giving the answer, and they're like, that's right. And then Billy Boyd goes, what page does it happen on? And that's the only time he's ever been stumped. I was like, that's pretty funny.
That's not a fair question because each edition is going to have different page numbers, unfortunately. So I don't think that's a fair question.
I think it's a funny question.
It is
funny. I think that's the point.
It is funny, but it's not fair. He's been bamboozled.
Yes, but it's a funny bit. Anyway, moving on, the Punisher special will air the week after Daredevil Season 2 ends. And for some reason, episodes 2 and 3 of Daredevil will air in the same day.
So I think I understand why that's happening. So I've talked to some people who have seen the program already, the entire season, and the understanding that I have gotten is that episodes 2 and 3 is where it like takes off. Like episode 1, which we're going to be talking about later, is really like a lot of table setting. You know what I mean? Like it's like reminding you who everybody is. It's putting everybody in place. It's saying like, here we go. 2 and 3, I think, are like the launch of the story, and I suspect that they are basically one episode. That's just been cut up in 2. That's my take on it. Why'd you get that? Why'd you get that laugh on your face?
Because I think it's. We'll get into it when we discuss the show.
I mean, I think that this episode, though, I think we'll talk about the show later, but I think this first episode, I think it does a pretty decent job of place setting and sort of like bringing us up to date with the characters and stuff like that. I thought it did a pretty okay job of that. Letting us know where everything was and, how things have changed since the end of season 1 and stuff like that. I thought it did,
Think so?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't feel like much had really changed.
I mean, I guess. There's not much is going to change, really, but...
Yeah, so you don't need a whole episode to do that.
Yeah.
Would be my answer to that problem. Wonder Man has been renewed for a second season.
Insane. I did not ever expect that to happen.
I'm very shocked. I'm very
excited. I'm curious what they're going to do with it. And now the announcement, they did it like in an image on Instagram that looks like a movie script. And that I don't think we should take that to mean that there's more movie stuff in season 2 per se.
No. I would be shocked if they even know really what it is yet.
They must have some idea because I guarantee when they ended the first season on that shot, there was discussion of what could come next. You know what I mean? Like, well, where does this go now? Well, I think it could go here or it could go here. And they probably don't have like a hard and fast thing per se. Although maybe they've already got development underway. Maybe this is not just a green light. Maybe they've already been working on developing it for a minute.
That's very possible. I will say Ben Kingsley is 82, so
they better hurry up
quick.
Yeah, they better hurry up. Well, it's also this is only the second ever Marvel show that's not Netflix to get a second season.
Yeah, it's about time. Yeah,
that's what they said they're going to start doing.
That's what made me happy about it. Was like because I was not a huge fan of Wonder Man, but I was like, I'm happy that they're at least doing more seasons of stuff from the looks of it. Right? Yeah. Although that's I guess I mean, What If got 3 seasons, so I don't know how. Like, are we not counting that because it's animated?
Yeah, it's animated. I think we're not counting that. Yeah, live action. Let's say live action. The first live action show to get 2 seasons. But I think that you didn't like it that much, but I think you are in the minority on that one. However, the majority didn't watch it, so that's the people who watched it seem to quite like it.
Supposedly, it was very cheap though.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Like the same with like Agatha All Along, where it's like, okay, we're making them for a lot less.
Yeah.
So they don't need as much, I guess.
Yeah. I guess technically Agatha All Along could be considered WandaVision season 2, but it's not. But like it's part 2 of WandaVision, kind of. It's connected.
It's connected, but I mean that's like saying like Mork and Mindy is part 2 of Happy Days.
It is.
It is. It's part 2 of Happy Days?
Yes.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yes. It's a canonical continuation of Happy Days. What happens in the 70s? We find out that the Fonz is in prison. So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. One thing I forgot to put in the news was that Star Trek Starfleet Academy has been canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, I've seen more people be angry about it than I saw anyone talk about the show while it was on.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you guys are watching shows, talk about it. Let people know.
Well, here's the thing. I mean,
more people might watch it.
Yeah, the thing is the show really did not do well. And it was quite expensive. They built the biggest set in North America for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because most of the show takes place on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's like the atrium of the school. It's the main area of the school, and almost everything takes place either on it or directly off of it. Like there's classrooms that look out over it and stuff like that. Okay. So it's like enormous. But,
so it's kind of like the promenade in DS9.
Yeah, if they had built the promenade to size.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they'd actually built the fucking promenade all the way around.
Yeah.
So it's very, very big. It's very expensive. The show never quite broke out. The problem with Starfleet Academy is that, with Star Trek in general, right, is that Star Trek's main audience is dwindling. It's dying out. Like the old guys that watch it, it's like they're dying, literally dying. And Star Trek has not brought on significant numbers of new fans in a long time. Now, Starfleet Academy was an attempt to do some of that. So was Discovery, you know, so attempt to bring in new people. The problem is nobody has Paramount Plus.
That's a problem too.
That's the thing. So like nobody has Paramount Plus, so they're making these shows. They're trying to bring in young audiences, and young audiences are not like, gotta get Paramount Plus for Yellowstone. Like there's nobody, nobody has it, you know. And so that's only people who are already Star Trek fans got Paramount Plus because it was going to have Star Trek on it.
Yeah.
So it's
like I wouldn't be shocked if on Netflix these would be much bigger.
Probably. You know. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And so the need to continue putting this shit on streaming on like a specific streaming service, I don't think is really working. I think that's like a problem that they're running into. And people don't want to buy another streaming service. And if the only thing is Star Trek Starfleet Academy and like they're not already a Star Trek fan, they're not going to do it. Like that's the problem. You can't bring new people in.
Yeah.
So it's
I think that's very much true, and I think there was too much connection to the past.
I don't think there is actually at all. In Starfleet Academy? No, not at all.
No, I'm talking about just all the new Trek in general.
I don't think there is, actually.
One of the shows is a prequel to Star Trek.
Yeah, but I think that doesn't matter. I think
one of them is Spock was a major part of it.
Yeah, but I think that the thing with like Spock is that he's a really well-known character. So it's not a problem. Like people, I don't think don't have to worry about it. And I think that Strange New Worlds, I think because it is a prequel, it doesn't actually, it introduces the characters who will be on the main Star Trek, original Star Trek, but you don't have to know them. They're introduced. So I don't think it makes a difference.
I think one of the things that made Next Generation, for example, work is that you could come in. It didn't, you didn't need to know thing one about.
But why do you need to know thing one about Strange New Worlds?
Because it's all interconnected to Pike's future. That's like a big part, at least in the first season.
That's in the show, though. That's like in the show. But that's the thing. You don't have to know that actually happens in Star Trek. You have to know that in the show he has this vision. The problem is he gets that vision in Discovery. That's the problem because it's a spin-off of Discovery. But that's it. Like you don't have to. Like there probably are people who have not watched the original Trek who will be shocked to find out that happens in the original Trek. They will not realize that this is actually a character from the original Trek and that this actually is his fate. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's possible because the show doesn't ask you to like have to know that. That
presupposes that anyone that doesn't know the original Trek is watching Strange New Worlds.
That's the thing. I mean, probably not, but like, yeah. No, actually, there are actually a lot of people who watch new Trek who started with like TNG and shit like that. So actually, there might be because TOS. A lot of modern Trek fans have not seen TOS.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
So
yeah, I still haven't watched Voyager, so I can't really put down anybody for not watching stuff. And I never finished Enterprise. But anyway, we got a Moana trailer. The live action Moana
looks fucking horrible.
Does not look good.
It looks fucking horrible.
Yeah,
it is unreal how bad it looks.
Yeah.
And the
wig
what
it kind of looks like
on The Rock is horrific.
Yeah. It looked like one of those like fake YouTube AI trailers where it's like where they take an animated movie and try and trick people into thinking they made it a live action one. It looked like that.
It's really shitty looking. And the thing is, somebody pointed out that the audience that like grew up with Moana, they're like just becoming adults right now. They're not you need to have more space. Like you need to have them to have kids.
When did the first one come out?
I mean, it came out in the 21st century.
But
2016. It came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's too soon.
Because
Lilo and Stitch was like early 2000s, right?
Lilo and Stitch came out like right at like 9/11.
Yeah.
2002. Yeah, they had to change a thing in Lilo and Stitch.
So
9/11 happened while they were in production.
Yeah. All right. So there's a lot of time.
That's 25 years. So if
your kids and whatnot,
if you're 10 years old when that movie comes out, you're 35 now, or
you got your kids.
You have a kid.
The live action comes out. You want to bring them to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Moana, if you were 10, you're 20 now.
Yeah.
Like what? Huh? You're in college. You don't want to fucking see a live action Moana. You want to get laid. Like it's a strange choice. A strange choice indeed.
Yeah, I don't really understand it. I don't much understand the live action remakes in general. I mean, a lot of them have done well, so people
that's
clearly
the
enjoy
answer,
quite a few of them. But like, I don't understand like the concept behind them.
It's a familiar thing done in a different way. I think that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, and for people especially who are not like plugged into shit, the idea that like, oh my god, I love Beauty and the Beast. It's live action now. That's crazy. I got to see how they do that. Like, I think that that's the thing. You know.
What was the first one they did?
I mean, I think Maleficent was the one that really kicked it off.
But that's not even a remake.
It's not a remake.
Right?
It's a prequel, live action prequel.
That's more interesting, I think, at least.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Anyway, who cares? These suck.
Yeah, well.
Nobody likes these.
We got a Dune 3 trailer. What do you think of that? That's your neck of the woods.
So, I'm very intrigued by the Dune 3 trailer because I can't tell if stuff in the trailer is flashback stuff. There's a bit where Paul and Chani are talking about naming their kid. Yeah. And she wasn't pregnant in Dune 2 as far as we know. However, perhaps she was, and this is a flashback to that. It's a weird choice to make, if so, because they knew that she would be pregnant. Like, these books have been around for 60 years, right? So
yeah, it's not like they were filming the finale, and then all of a sudden they're like, what if you didn't like what he did?
Yeah, like that's the thing, right? So like I can't figure out exactly when that's supposed to be taking place. I will say that it looks pretty good. It's got a lot more action than Dune Messiah has. Dune Messiah has no action at all. It's all people standing around in rooms arguing and like planning to assassinate each other. But so this is going to have a bunch more action than that. I am really interested. The posters are really interesting. Princess Irulan has like muddle over her face, and I'm really curious what that's about. That's not from the books. Paul Atreides, we see him in the trailer with a couple of different looks, including one in which his face is all fucked up, and that is from the novel. Although it's more fucked up in the novel, but there's like a lot of argument about whether or not the extent of how fucked up it is being hidden in these promotional materials, or if they're toning it down for the movie.
You don't mess with this when you got shown, man.
That's the thing. I mean, like, in Game of Thrones, what's his name? Tyrion, he got his nose basically cut off. He was totally fucking brutalized. And they just didn't, they're like on TV, like, no, we can't do this to this guy every week. Like, no, it's a visual medium here. No, we're not going to do that.
Peter Dinklage, right? He didn't play Tyrion. He played Tyrion, right?
Yeah.
And in the books, he's like way crazier looking, right? He's got like
he's all
big eyes and
no, he's just a dwarf, but he gets fucked up in a battle, and his like nose basically gets cut off.
Oh, okay.
So, so he's like really fucked up looking in the book, but he's not like he's just a regular old little person, So
yeah.
But yeah, I like the trailer. I'm excited. I believe that we see our first look at a guild steersman. There's a floating coffin. I believe that that's going to have a navigator inside of it. Now, in David Lynch's version, they were big, giant, weird fishmen. I have a weirdly bad feeling that Denis Villeneuve is never going to show us these guys. They're going to show us the coffin. I feel a little bit weird about that. I kind of don't love that, but we'll see what happens. We see Robert Pattinson as Scytale, who is a shape-changing assassin. Now, in the
he's a shape changer.
Yeah, he's a face dancer. Yeah. In the book, he doesn't have a permanent form.
Okay.
But I think that for the movie, you just give him a permanent form. Like, I think you have to. Like, I think it's just.
And his permanent form in the movie is
Pattinson.
Early career Eminem.
Yes, exactly. So that makes sense to give him like a perm, because like the thing is he takes on different forms like for different things, but we never actually I think see what he's just a person, and that's like the way that it works in Dune is that Dune is so far in the future that humanity's gone to different star systems and then begun to kind of evolve a little bit separately in some of these star systems, and so that's their deal. There's no aliens. They're all humans. So yeah, I mean that's interesting. That's pretty cool. I'm a sucker for this. This has been adapted one time for the Sci-Fi Channel. They did an okay job, by the way, but it's still the Sci-Fi Channel, and it's still the Sci-Fi Channel like in 2003. So I'm really curious how this is all going to go. There's a good battle scene that looks really interesting with a bunch of Asian-coded guys getting fucked up by the Fremen. So I'm very intrigued.
I like the chant that is happening throughout the trailer is really cool. I'm a big sucker for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that there's no sandworms in the trailer, because I believe in all the other trailers for the other movies they always show the sandworm. That's like a big deal. That's like,
yeah, I know.
Check it out. We got a big sandworm.
Sandworms don't play a particularly great big role in this one.
No.
No.
All right.
No. Dune 1 didn't have a lot of sandworm shit.
But it was in the trailer.
It was in the trailer. They did. Dune 2 is the one that has all the sandworm shit. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know I'm excited. I'm very excited about it. Like honestly, like it comes down to seeing this or Doomsday. I'm seeing this.
Sure.
Like it's not going to come down to one or the other, but like if it was one or the other, I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
Because this is like much more exciting to me, and it's not to be shitty, but like it's much more of a real movie.
We still haven't seen anything at Doomsday. Who knows?
I know, but it isn't like let's work this backwards. How do we get Robert Downey Jr. back into this universe because we're tanking things now? Like it's not that. It is like here's a great novel that's never been adapted on the big screen.
What if Doomsday is just like that Burger King "We know we fucked up" commercial for 2.5 hours? We get it. You like Robert Downey Jr. You like Chris Evans.
You know that really worked for Domino's.
It did, yeah.
Domino's.
Well, they also changed their sauce, which I think helped out.
Well, yeah, they actually made an actual physical change, but like they did an ad campaign where it was like, "Our pizza sucks. We heard you. It stinks." Yeah, so that's
Like the Burger King ad campaign was our burger suck, but look, we did new packaging for them.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, hey, we got rid of the king. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you don't have to be afraid of the king anymore.
That thing that you liked, the king? Got rid of that. You know, we made video games about him that were really popular and stuff, and people love those ads. He's gone. So don't worry. Because we know you didn't like the food. So we got rid of the Burger King. Genius.
Well, they're like, you know what? We are now Democratic Republic of Burger. And we have
would have been much more interesting.
We're now called the Burger Prime Minister.
If the ad had them like putting the king in the guillotine and cutting off his head, they were like, "The king is dead. Long live the burger democracy." That would have been much more fun.
The People's Republic of Burgers.
That would have been. Then I would go to Burger King even if the food sucked. If they had an ad like that, I'd be like, "Yeah, come on. How do you not support that?" And I guess you added the Harry Potter trailer.
Yeah. Did you watch the Harry Potter trailer?
No.
Why did you not watch the Harry Potter trailer?
Because I don't care.
I know, but we're doing a podcast.
Yes, but also the person who makes money off of it is a horrible person.
Well, this is why
it's any reason to discuss them or support them.
There's an interesting reason to discuss it is so I watched the trailer. The trailer's bad. It's like really like serious and earnest. You know, like it looks like the child abuse that Harry undergoes in this one is going to be pretty intense. It looks like
okay.
A child called It. I think it's like on that level of child abuse. It appears.
My name is Luca, the TV series.
But what's really interesting is that they are using the exact same aesthetics and design. And my understanding is because Warner Brothers has branded this look so well that they do not want to reinvent a thing.
No, there's a whole Harry Potter
theme park. Exactly.
Like
they can't change any of the designs, which makes this feel like it was already stupid feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it really feels stupid. Like if like our promise to you is we're not changing anything. Like it's like no. I mean, like if you're gonna do a Harry Potter TV show, it needs to be like a different story. It can't just be the same shit again. Yeah. And this does not look good. And the thing is also the movies themselves that are not super new, but they're recent enough that when you see other people playing these roles, it feels weird. Yeah. Like it doesn't feel right. Like I know what Draco Malfoy looks like. That ain't it. You know, it's a blonde kid. Like, it's not, like, bad. It isn't, like, one of those, like, not my Draco Malfoy. But just, like, I've watched fucking 8 movies with those characters, and in my head, to this day, those are those characters to some extent, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, like, will this be, like, a Wizard of Oz issue where it's impossible not to see Judy Garland and all of them. Like,
So-
anything outside of that, you're like, this feels off.
I think that's going to be part of it. I will be really amazing, like if at the end of the first episode Harry Potter dies, and it turns out this was like an Elseworld story about Harry Potter, and it's not actually Harry Potter and the
David
Philosopher's
loves Harry Potter.
Yeah, like you watch the whole first episode, you're like, oh, this is the same shit, and then all of a sudden he gets his head cut off, and you're like, oh my god, like that would
And
be
Petunia
interesting.
beats him to death.
That would be interesting, but there's like, it's crazy how not interesting this looks, and I think it is one of the least interesting looking things I have ever come across. Like, and I'm on some level, I'm the target audience. I liked Harry Potter a lot. Now, I do have, as you said, Joe Rowling is a horrible person, and normally I am a separate the art and the artist person. Like, and
You can't with her.
But that's the thing. Like, I've had people write editorials about what a piece of shit I am.
Yeah.
Like Joss Whedon did that, and I still like Joss Whedon stuff, right? But now who's laughing, Joss?
He still got
more money than I did.
He got paid for that Buffy the Vampire Slayer pilot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he did. He got fucking $500,000.
Even though they're like, his name's not on it. He's got nothing to do with it. It's like, no.
He's legally attached. Yeah. But so like I can put that aside. But like the thing is that there's something so repellent about Joe Rowling, like just so fundamentally cartoonishly evil.
She's out there saying like, when I make money off of this, I use it to go after the trans community.
Right? Yeah. It's like it's cartoonish.
There's no separation.
Yeah, like it's funny because like that's the thing. Like if there's somebody who does something bad in their personal life, I can kind of like, okay, like whatever. Woody Allen, you're a piece of shit. Your movies are very good, and I don't necessarily think that I'm condoning anything by watching Annie Hall, right?
Yeah. Like Roald Dahl, yes, you're an anti-Semite, but reading your books, you did not then take the money and give it to the Nazis.
Yeah,
like, go kill the Jews.
And your books aren't like really anti-Semitic either, like per se. But the thing is with her, because she's so fucking out there about being a piece of shit, it is really challenging. And she has just ruined her own thing in such a big way. Like it's crazy how much she's ruined it. She could just be funding things behind the scenes.
I mean, she's ruined it. Like, in many ways she has, but also, it still makes money hand over fist, right? Like,
yes and
most
no.
people don't care or don't even know.
Yes and no.
I mean, the last Harry Potter game made, like, they sold like 12 million copies.
Yeah, but there's a reason why they're not making any more Fantastic Beasts movie.
Well, those movies did not do well.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like, it's not all magic. It's not the touch doesn't extend to everything.
But those didn't fail because of her stance on
no, they
the
failed because they
transgender
sucked
community.
ass.
They failed because they sucked.
Yeah,
But as long as Harry Potter's just making her millions upon millions of dollars every year.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, like but I may end up watching the first episode out of like morbid curiosity, but I just can't imagine myself watching the show because again, the trailer
You're
looks
gonna watch
like
every fucking episode.
No, I'm not. If I do, I'm going to pirate it. That's my promise to you. I'm pirating this one. So I have access to a Plex, and somebody puts everything on their Plex, and I'll watch it there, where it will not give anything to HBO or to J.K. Rowling. But it's just so nothing. It's just nothing at all. It looks like the same thing you've already seen, and I don't understand what the point of it is in any way, shape, or form. So
there you go. You know what everybody should watch instead?
What?
Neighbors on HBO.
I didn't watch the finale yet, but I watched the Halloween episode.
Crazy.
I know the finale I heard is really crazy. I got to watch it. I watched the Halloween episode, and that one was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Neighbors. If you ever watch Neighbors on HBO, it is it's not a reality show. It's a documentary show.
It's a docuseries.
And they go, and every episode it's two stories of neighbors who are feuding. But what happens every single story is that they spend 5 or 10 minutes on the neighbors feuding, and then you begin to discover the most insane shit about both of the parties.
But you, at least for me, you start off being like, okay, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you learn more about the other person. You're like, wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
That person's even crazier. How did that happen?
No, yeah. It's a show that you'll begin the stories thinking that you know whose side you're on, and usually by the end you're on nobody's side. Like you're very much like, oh, these people are nuts.
There there are at least two. Like, no, there's 2 episodes where I'm on somebody's side.
There's
the final episode.
Yeah.
I'm definitely rooting for the main guy in the episode because the final episode's only one story, and I'm definitely rooting for that guy. I understand where his neighbors are coming from, and they're not wrong, but I want this man to be happy.
Okay.
And like, because he's definitely crazy, but like, it's like just let this man be happy.
Okay.
Something's gone on in his life. And then the one where the guy is making a farm in his grandma's front yard and the neighbors don't.
Oh yeah,
want
that guy is
I'm with the
100% evil. Yeah, that guy needs to be put down. That guy. Well,
Yeah.
that's one of the great reveals in that episode is when he starts talking about when he used to be doing OnlyFans and all the parties he would go to, and his wife is in the hallway like really unhappy, and he makes the camera crew leave. It's so
he's
good.
like, all right, we're done.
The other neighbors, they're not crazy. They're just kind of, they're like
They're kooky.
they're kooky old gay guys.
You know what they are?
They have a hot tub in their living room. Like they're like
They have a hot
kooky
tub in
old
their
gay
living
guys.
room. They are like in a sitcom. They are the wacky neighbor.
Yes, and but they're absolutely irritated by their neighbor. Like the wacky neighbors are super fucking irritated by their neighbor.
Yeah.
So
you got that. And then the other thing I think of quite often as I watch the show is I'm just like, where do these people get their money?
yeah, a lot of these people, it's not really clear. Yeah.
It's like the one with the woman who built the giant like brick or stone fence around her house. And her neighbor wants a
she's
guy.
a grifter, and she also married rich. The people looked into this on
Okay.
Reddit. She married rich, and she's not. I think the husband died or something. She's got money, and she's a grifter because she's like, I'm a star.
No,
seed. I'm here to tell you about.
Grifter, but I was like, you can't be making like she's driving around. The house is huge. It's beautiful. She goes out and buys an Escalade just to annoy the guy. Like it's
So
like, how
funny.
does she have this money?
She's probably leasing a fucking Escalade, frankly.
But either like still like I was like, man,
Yeah.
I gotta get into that.
Yeah,
And then also the cat lady. I was like, this lady just sits around writing screenplays all day that she hopes fucking Mel Gibson's gonna make.
She's got a pension of some sort. That's the deal.
Yeah.
She's got a pension. She had a husband. And her husband probably was like police or something like that. She got a pension.
Which that one I also agreed with the guy. That the cat lady was wrong.
So I
the guy,
sort of
I
agree
had
with the
no issue.
guy.
I agree with him because he's like, I can't use my yard.
I mean, I think that there's a way to like make this work. I do think that like he's afraid of his kid being around the cats is a little much for me. He's like, there's too many cats. I'm like, that's fine. Like it's.
But they're wild cats outside. I don't blame them.
What are they gonna do? Kill the kid?
They could scratch the kid. They could bite the kid.
That's what happens. With
Gets
cats.
infected?
That's delightful.
Yeah, but these are wild cats. Like it's a different thing when you bring a cat in your home and that can happen. Okay, that happens. These are wild cats.
You're saying
outside.
wild cats like they're bobcats. They are just stray house cats.
They're stray house cats. But like, you don't know what they've got. Like they could have fleas. They could have a bunch of stuff.
I know, but I guess
And he says like their shit is everywhere.
No, I mean I
Their cat
get
shit
there's
is
parts of
everywhere.
it that he's correct, but I do think that he's a little dramatic about some of it. You know, I think a little bit.
I mean, smashing up the one cat house was a little much.
Yeah.
But we also don't know what was going on.
Well, that lady though, at the beginning of that episode, I was like, "Oh, I'm on this lady's side," and then all of a sudden, she's like, "I'm writing a movie about the hidden years of Jesus," and then when she goes to that place where her producer works, where it's like these digital displays are going to heal your DNA,
Fibonacci
I'm like,
sequence, yeah.
"Holy shit, this is nuts!"
Yeah, every single one gets. I mean, the first episode, the QAnon vampire guy, I was not prepared for it.
No, it's out of
When that
nowhere.
happened, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Wait, hold on. I was definitely against the other guy, but now I'm starting to think the other guy is the sane one.
It's really great. It's such a fun show. And you know what I like about it too is that these people are absolute fucking weirdos, but I feel like the show doesn't necessarily like leer at them. It lets them reveal themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's not making fun of them. They're revealing themselves over time.
I can't remember which episode it is, but there is one episode where they're just talking about like whatever the issue is, and then the guy's like, by the way, did I tell you about blah 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 blah? And you can hear like one of the producers or whatever behind the camera go, I'm sorry, what? Like, hold on, what? And multiple times these people just take out guns, and you can hear the cameraman be like, I don't think you need a gun. I think it's okay. I don't think you need a gun right now.
Yeah.
It's really wild.
And this is coming back for a second season.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well. All right, we got letters this week.
We do. Mr. Bobert says, "Hey D&D, So what happened to Ed Harris playing Simon Williams' talent agent, Neil Soroyan, an actual character from the 90s comics? I remember reading about his casting and being excited about it. I mean, who doesn't love Ed Harris? Did his character get cut like Simon's on American Horror Story? Was there an entire mind-controlling assassin subplot completely excised from the show? Sorry, that's multiple questions. Just go with it. What happened to Ed Harris being in the show? P.S. I liked the Wonder Man show a lot, and I think it's kind of lower tier stuff that we were all hoping to get with Disney when Disney went all in on their MCU on TV plans.
I agree with that. I think that this is what these things should have been. They kept trying to make like movie events with the shows, and I think that was never the right way.
I definitely agree with that. Yes, I think that's also why Hawkeye worked really well.
Yeah, because it was pretty low scale, small scale.
Yeah, and the same with Agatha All Along.
Right.
You know, more personal.
I don't actually know the answer to this, but I know that COVID did impact this show. That when they began working on it, that it was COVID impact during the writing process, and I wonder if Ed Harris had to drop out at some point.
Were they making the show that long ago?
They were. It was impacted a little bit, yeah. And the thing is that like the show, what happened is everything got paused, and then the show, it could have been killed at that point. Like there was like the possibility of
I thought
killing
there was
it.
the actor strike that almost.
Oh, it was the actor strike. That's right. I'm sorry. It was the actor strike.
Okay. All right. I mean, because I was like, this was 6 years ago.
No. Yeah, there's the actor strike. No, it was the actor strike. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's when Ed Harris had a fallout. It was that the actor strike happened, the whole show got pushed back and maybe almost killed, and then he got some other gig, and then that was the end of that. That's my take. That's my guess.
So in theory, they replaced him with that woman.
Yes.
Who I liked. I thought she was
really
great.
Good. Yeah, she was really great. Yeah.
Yeah, and probably worked better. Like I don't know if Ed Harris would have the right energy for that.
Well, it's interesting. I think Ed Harris would have been great. The role would have been different. It'd been a different character.
It would have been very different, yeah.
But I also think that Simon's already got one old white guy he's bouncing off of, and I don't know that we needed another old white guy for him to be bouncing off of. I think we got enough of that.
Yeah,
so
I would agree.
Yeah.
And also Joey Pants, right? So
there's
already got two old white guys.
And then also the director. I mean, like, there's enough.
And the director,
you know, I think that the black woman agent, I think, was a more interesting take, frankly.
Yeah, I agree. Eric says, hey guys, you've mentioned Absolute Batman in passing a few times on the show. Are you still reading it, and are you reading any other DC Absolute books? I read a lot of DC and a good deal of Marvel Image and indie books, and in my opinion, the Absolute line is the strongest collection of ongoing titles out there right now. Absolute Batman is awesome. Martian Manhunter is great heady sci-fi. Superman is an emotional roller coaster. And Wonder Woman is just one of the best superhero titles going. Flash and Green Lantern aren't quite as exciting, but I've also have their strong points. If you're not on board with any of these titles, they're all worth a look. Would love to hear your thoughts on any of these particular comics and the general idea of separate continuity comic lines like Absolute, Ultimate, etc.
You go first.
I regularly read Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman every month. When they come out, I'm on them. Superman I've read a lot of. I'm definitely behind on. Absolute Martian Manhunter, I read the first issue, and I knew it was only going to be 12 issues, so I was like, I'm going to wait till it's done, and then I'll read it, and I don't think it's done yet.
No, it's not.
Okay, yeah. And then Flash, I read like the first 3 or 4 issues of Flash, and it just didn't do it for me. I might try again. And Green Lantern, I have not read at all.
I have not read Green Lantern yet. I read the first 3 issues of Flash, and I was like, I hate this. Just absolutely did not like it. It was not for me at all.
Yeah.
Absolute Superman, I like the first storyline. I read maybe like 12 issues and then sort of kind of fell off. Not like because I don't love it, but I don't hate it. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't grab me the same way. Absolute Batman is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Cannot believe that I'm saying that, because when the book started, I thought it was the dumbest shit ever. And I was like, great, another fucking grim and gritty Batman. But it is that, but it's not that. That's the thing that's really interesting.
In our last episode, we had discussed edgelord stuff for one of the listeners, 13-year-olds, to get into. Absolute Batman, I think, fits perfect. Like, he's running around with a giant axe. It's crazy monsters.
But I think Batman is an edgelord. I don't think the book is an edgelord book.
No, I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like I think it leans into edgelord feels, like, on purpose. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, no,
you know,
it's really
and they're
wild.
having fun with it.
Yeah, it's really wild. And there's like, you know, like when they introduced Bane and they had that first image of Bane where he's so big and his head's so little, I was like, okay, I get that Nick Dragata does this stylized thing, but that looks ridiculous. But the thing is that in the book, in the world, he's really big and his head's little. Like, this is not stylized, and it's like it's Akira stuff, and it's so fucking well done. It's so good, and it's so wild, and it's like so fun, and it's like one of these, again, like it is grim and gritty. It is like Batman is locked in a room for 6 months. And has to and breaks and loses his mind. He creates weapons out of his teeth, and
he loses 2 to 3 teeth in an issue. And I'm like, how many teeth does Bruce Wayne have left at this point?
And
because he is not a wealthy man, he can't just go get new teeth.
But it doesn't read like grim and gritty. It's like a very it's like a gritty but highly fantastical take on it. It's really, the tone is super unusual, and I absolutely adore it. And I love it. I read that. Absolute Wonder Woman is 100% the best superhero comic on the stands right now. It is 100% the best superhero comic. Yeah. It's so
amazing.
Good.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. The art is phenomenal. The storytelling is great. The character is a really fresh feeling take on Diana. The reimagining of the world around her, like the Absolute Batman, the reimagining is such that like all his rogues gallery were all his friends and stuff like that. And
I do like the update to his origin.
The update to his origin is good. I don't mind the world building in Absolute Batman. I think some of it's like a little bit silly, but like I'm okay with it. Like now that I understand the book is a little bit silly.
Yeah.
You know, that like the Arc M, you know, like that's stupid. But like, oh yeah, I think it's supposed to kind of be stupid. Like it's playful, you know, it's playfully dark. And but her reimagined world, I think, is the strongest reimagined world out of all of the Absolute titles. I think Martian Manhunter's second closest to the most interestingly reimagined world. And that's because Martian Manhunter, they've taken it in a complete Vertigo direction, like just absolutely like mental and psychedelic and stuff like that. But
Martian Manhunter, I might have to pick up like a trade of or something instead of reading it digital, because that was
the art.
Why I stopped was I mean, the art's amazing, but the first issue ends where it's like, hold the page up to the light so you can see the full thing. And I was like, I can't. I'm reading this on a tablet.
Yeah, you can't do it.
So,
but if you're not reading Absolute Wonder Woman, I can't recommend it enough. The second volume, trade paperback, just came out, so like it's all available. She doesn't cross over with anything until like issue 15 or something like that. So it's like
she crosses over with Batman, and even that is just, you can just read the Wonder Woman.
Yeah, you don't have to read both. Yeah. There's a crossover, but they're like kind of two different stories. They're
separate stories.
Yeah, and so like you can just do that, and they're really good. And it's really, really good. But like, I fucking love Absolute Wonder Woman. I said it before. I wrote about it, and I said it before. I want that to be the DCU Wonder Woman. That's what I want.
Yeah, yeah. And I would also say with Absolute Batman, one thing I really appreciate about it as well is this is a Batman who, like, he's not just fighting giant kaiju Bane. He's also like, oh, there's some white supremacists. I'm going to go beat the living shit out of those guys.
Yeah.
And that's really fun, too, to see that. So
there's also something really nice about the way that Dragata draws Bruce Wayne. He looks like a little boy all the time. And I think that's actually really great, because I think that's what Batman is, a little boy, right? And so even though this is a young Batman, but like he still looks like a little boy. Like
he's got a little baby face on his giant body.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really good take. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And a lot of the goofy stuff, like Arc M, reminds me of like 70s and 80s comics. Like Arc M is not, you know, and it comes to my mind obviously because of the name similarities. It's not that different than an idea of like Asteroid M, where Magneto's like, I got an asteroid, it's called M.
Right.
There you go. Like, it's
like, no, it's very silly, and it's very, but it takes itself very seriously. I think that's the magic of it, is that it is
it's
silly.
Not winking.
It's never winking, not once.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not once. And I think it's also Absolute Batman does a really good job of maintaining the emotional stuff too, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Like, I think it's very surprising, because it is both silly and straight faced, but also the emotional stuff kind of lands. Yeah.
Yeah. And you get to watch him kick a baby off, or a child off of a
boat.
Really good. Like literally kick him.
Yeah, it's really good.
Into the ocean, which is pretty great. Anyway. Also the Ultimate books, the Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man I've been enjoying.
Although I'm behind on it's coming to an end, and it's I don't like how it's coming to an end, per se.
No,
I'm not really enjoying Ultimate Endgame as much as I was hoping to.
Reading it. Okay.
And they just killed a major character this week, who I can't tell if the character is going to stay dead or if they're going to come back for like the final issue, like because the universe is ending. So I don't know, like, will they keep this character dead or not? The death that the character gets, I did not find satisfying. So I don't know. But
we'll have to see.
Yeah. But they're bringing that into the main universe, you know.
Yeah, they're doing like a event with that. Right?
Yeah, they're bringing the superpowers from the Ultimate Universe into the main universe.
the eggs or whatever.
The origin boxes, yeah, and they're going to give people. So there's going to be a new Black Wonder Man in the main universe, but he's going to get Wonder Man's origin box from the other universe. That's how he's going to exist. There's going to be 2 Wonder Men. I got the cat screaming, so I'm going to let him in. So, can you hear him in the background?
Yeah, Are you serious?
Yeah.
About the Wonder Man thing?
Yeah, 100%.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
It's what they always do. You know what I mean? Like, they're always doing
But it's like, hey, we got this Wonder Man character that we don't really do anything with because he's not popular enough to carry his own book. What if there were 2 of them?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Like, stop it.
Yeah, no, I know. But I kind of like the
it's cool.
premise,
Like, the
though.
origin box thing, that's kind of fun, but give him a different name. Create a different character.
Well, he might. Like, he's going to have the same powers. Like, the premise is he's going to get the same powers. I don't know what his name will end up being. I don't know if the original Wonder Man will stop being one. I don't know what it's going to be. Like, is he be Wonder Man 2 and, Simon Williams stops being one? I don't know, but.
Wonder Man TOO.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That seemed,
All right, what do we got for our last letter?
That annoyed me. Really, like of all the characters, you're gonna have 2 Wonder Man.
Well, he's got a TV show.
Come on. Yeah. Sean says, "Hey guys, I love your shows. Devin, I've been a fan of your work since your time at Chud.
Thanks, man.
I'm interested to know about your experiences with any scenes or moments in pop culture that were ground zero for your love for a specific property or genre. Devin, you mentioned the moment in V where the guy's frozen arm shatters after the cryogenics accident, and you thought it was the coolest thing you had ever seen. I'm fascinated by the things that scar us early on that turn into fascinations when we're older. I'm certain my love for horror movies kicked off when my mom let me let the last minute of Nightmare on Elm Street play so that I witnessed Nancy's mom get yanked through the little window. I wish you guys all the best."
I think for me, the ground zero for a lot of stuff is the Crestwood Publishing Monsters series. This cat is really being a thing today. The Crestwood Publishing Monsters series, which were a bunch of like thin hardcover books that my school library had, and they would cover the different movie monsters, and they were mostly photos with like some text about the monsters. And so I was introduced to many of the classic monsters, from the Universal to Godzilla to King Kong, through those books. And the images really hit me. And so I think that was like a very early thing to get me into genre stuff, and then comic book stuff. Like, I think I don't remember ever not being into comic book stuff. Like, I think as a kid, I just liked how Spider-Man looked. And so, but that is, I think, ground zero for me. The scene that most impacted me as a kid, is definitely in King Kong when he's rampaging through the village and he steps on a guy and he does a little squishy with his foot. And that's when I realized that I had a sadistic sense of enjoyment with stuff, because I kind of love this guy getting ground into the earth, and I thought it was the best fucking thing I'd ever seen. So that was a pretty big turning point for me, yeah.
Sure. Things that I think really solidified me into who I am when it comes to what I like. Definitely, I mean, Ghostbusters was gigantic for me. It was huge. Like, I wanted to just be in that movie. I was like, that's the first movie I can think of where it's like, that's the existence I dream of.
Yeah.
Right? And still to this day, I'm like, God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But also the Twilight Zone movie, when John Lithgow's eyes get real big.
Yeah.
That has stayed with me my entire life.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time. It's just solidified in my brain, and I think about that a lot. And I mean, I know there's other things, I just can't think of exactly what they are, but like there are moments, there are different things in pop culture that just pop in, and it's like, yes, okay, that's for the rest of my life. That's the kind of thing I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted more of that. And then there are things I know from the start I did not enjoy, like Goonies.
Boy, you just gotta make the kids get mad at you, huh?
I don't like Goonies. I never liked it. I did not like E.T. when I was a kid either.
Yeah.
So
I was so cool.
I have come around on E.T.
I was so cool as a kid that I told everybody that, I cried when I watched E.T. When he came back to life, I cried. That's how I was.
Lord.
I'm so fucking edgy. I'm so edgy. I hated that he came back to life. So anyway, if people want to get their questions answered, how can they do that?
You can send your questions to ask.cinema.sanga@gmail.com. In the subject line, put what show you want it for, Across the Omniverse or Bad Batch, and then one question per email, please. Thank you.
All right, you ready to talk about the first episode of season 2 of Daredevil Born Again?
Yep.
Let's do it. Daredevil Born Again, season 2, episode 1, Northern Star. We open with a boat. A boat's coming into the harbor in New York. It's a big, giant cargo ship. And we get I thought some pretty good shots of the ship. I like that shot when it's coming out from underneath the bridge. I really like that a lot.
Yeah,
and that's where Daredevil jumps onto the boat. And we see Daredevil beating some guys' asses up on top of the boat. Then he goes down into the hold, and he begins beating guys' asses down in the hold. And he is brutal with these guys.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of screaming at them, too.
Yeah, I feel like... I noticed that throughout this episode, that Daredevil screams a lot when he's fighting.
He does that a lot in general.
And I feel like a guy who one of his main abilities is being able to hear things around him really well, I would think screaming would get in the way of doing that.
No, because that's echolocation, man. He screams, and then all this sound bounces back, and that's how he gets his radar sense. That's how bats do it. They scream.
I know that's how bats do it, but I don't believe that's how he does it.
Wouldn't it be amazing if he just running around the city going, he's beating the shit out of these guys. This is the Northern Star of the title, is this ship. And it's on its way to the Freeport, which we established in the first season, which was one of Kingpin's big plans, was to establish this weird port that is under no jurisdiction whatsoever.
Red Hook, yeah.
Red Hook, yeah.
This season is continuing the question of what powers does the mayor have exactly?
Do you know what I was thinking about that? And I was like, actually, in many ways, there is nothing more comic booky than people writing stories predicated on legal and concepts that they don't actually understand and know anything about and didn't bother researching. It really does feel that way to me. It's very comic.
Yeah, very much so. It's just funny when the deputy governor shows up and is like, "You've set up that it's a life sentence if you're a vigilante." It's I don't think mayors can do that.
Yeah, I don't know that you can do that. I'm not. I meant to look that up, but I don't even know how. It doesn't seem like it's reasonable to me.
No.
But you know what though?
He declared martial law in the last season. Apparently, the governor's cool with that. All right.
Well, the governor's not.
Weird.
We just think the governor's pretty mad at him. So up on the bridge of this ship, the captain and the first mate see through the cameras that Daredevil's beating up all the guys in the hold, and Daredevil does a very dramatic grabbing the camera and making sure that you can see his chest, and it's because the show's look, he's got D's on his chest. Are you fucking happy?
Yeah. This is the second double D close up in the episode already. Yeah.
Are you fucking happy? And it turns out that these guys have orders if somebody boards the ship, and the orders are to sink the ship. To just fucking scuttle it. Now, I'm kind of curious. Now, in a comical book, we would get thought balloons here, but Daredevil hears them talking and seems to know what they're going to do. And I'm wondering if Daredevil speaks that language or not. I think they're Greek. Maybe he learned some Greek from Elektra.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think in a comic, what would happen is we'd have Daredevil thinking, they're saying something. They're very agitated. I can hear their heartbeats quite fast. They're taking some kind of extreme action.
Which, they do a whole sequence where he's hearing, the sounds of the boat.
Right.
And he's like, things are going bad. And they also do something I really like, where early when he goes into the hull, a guy shoots at him and misses, and the bullet goes through like the wall, and then
It's
later
a fake
on,
wall, yeah.
it's a fake wall, and then Daredevil like finds the fake wall, but he doesn't find it because of the bullet hole. He finds it because he's feeling where it's hollow.
Yeah,
and I like that the bullet hole did not give it away to him.
Right.
I was like, that's really fun storytelling to remind us of like, oh, he is blind. He would not notice the bullet hole. Although his senses, he might notice the bullet.
He might notice the airflow through it or something like that. There's like, you could write a million different things.
Yeah.
Like how he knows things.
I mean, look, in the first issue of his comic, he doesn't notice when somebody's picking up a rug. So,
which we talked about last week on this program. So if you haven't listened to that, listen to us talk about Daredevil issue number 1. So these guys abandon ship and start scuttling it. Daredevil realizes that he has these guns and shit behind this false wall. And he grabs a watch and he puts it in one of the shipping containers so that he can hear the ticking so he can find the guns later on. I quite like that, actually. I like that quite a bit. Yep. That was like his little Daredevil tracking device. And then he tries to get off the ship, but things go pretty bad and he gets himself Titanicked. And then he
dies.
Then he dies. And that's like pretty crazy way to end the series, 10 minutes into episode 1.
Now Karen Page is Daredevil.
So he does make it to shore, and we see the ship like listing behind him and trapped in the fucking the neck of the port. And I had like a little bit of a problem with this part. Like he comes back to shore and he is like so out of breath and like so beat up, and I'm like, I would like for once for Daredevil to just sort of be like, whew.
Well, the whole next scene is just him and Karen Page out of breath. And it's like, why are you both so out of... Like, do you guys have asthma? What is going on?
They have COPD, it turns out, which is what killed Leonard Nimoy. And but yeah, speaking of Karen Page, he goes to the bar, and the bar is now a secret hideout. They've like broken a hole into the building next door. They've created this whole big thing.
The bar's all smashed up, too, which I don't remember that happening in the first season.
I don't remember.
And then they talk about it.
There was a big fight in the bar, but I can't remember what happened.
The end of the first season was all them standing in the bar where he's like, I've got my team, and it was like a bunch of nobodies.
Right.
So I guess they never cleaned up. I don't know.
Karen is in their room doing combat training. She is learning kung fu. She's fighting the wooden dummy. I actually like this, by the way.
That she's learning how to fight? Yeah, it makes sense.
I like it a lot. I think that this is the kind of thing they don't usually do in stories like this, and then a character like Karen has nothing to do and just becomes like helpless. But I do think Matt Murdock in particular is the kind of character who would be like, let me teach you how to fight. Like, I do believe that he would do that. Partially because like he had a whole thing with Elektra based on their sparring and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to figure out who the heck these guns were for. They don't know, but they're happy that they sank the ship. It's a big fucking deal. It's all over the TV and stuff, and it's going to really fuck up Fisk. And then they make out. Turns out that they're gonna fuck. They're back together again. It turns out. Yep. So that's changed since the end of last season. We go to the Kingpin shows up where the Northern Star is like stuck in the channel, and it's told like, this is fucked up the whole port. We can't get anything in and around. Everything has to go to Jersey right now, and that's not a free port. So like, we kind of can't get the illegal shit through. He's very mad. He knows that it was the vigilante of Hell's Kitchen,
which they call Daredevil in the very next line.
I hate that they say that. I hate it. I really do.
I hated it, and then they just call him Daredevil in the next line. So it's like, all right, he's just being dramatic, I guess.
Yeah. So he's got his people there, Sheila, James Gandolfini Jr., and Evil Cop, and he's like, all right, let's fucking do this. Let's get these let's take these people down. And then Buck Cashman, the most porn star name of any character on any television show. Buck Cashman.
It really is. Or it's the name you give to a guy that like you're like, all right, this is our evil rich guy for the episode. What's his name? Yeah. Buck Cashman. Daddy Warbucks, that's already taken. Buck Cashman.
So Kingpin's like, who knew about this? What was on the boat? And Buck's like, you, me, the captain, and the first mate. Nobody else. And the captain and the first mate are gone. They disappeared. They went into the wind. And so Fisk's like, fucking get rid of them. Take them right now. Then we cut to a bar, and Matthew Lillard is having a drink watching the shipwreck. In case you were wondering where this bar might be, the camera suddenly rack focuses to the Capitol out the window.
Here's the thing. I didn't mind that it rack focused to the Capitol building. What I did mind was that when the rack focus happens, the music goes boom. Like we're all gonna be like, holy shit, he's in Washington, D.C.
What if it had just burst into the West Wing theme?
That would have been much more fun.
He gets a phone call, and he's like, yeah, I'm watching this on TV right now. It looks like a real clusterfuck indeed. I'll go up there. I'll take care of this mess myself.
And then he destroys his phone for some reason.
What you got to do. That's tradecraft, baby. You got to destroy your phone. Those are all burners. That's the way that it goes. I did like that they put the special effect. He puts the phone in the whiskey, and then the phone goes, psh. Like, come on.
And it makes a noise. It makes a little
noise. Yeah, like, come on, guys. The special effect is necessary. So Matt and Karen are back at the hideout, and they're talking. And we have a whole thing where this is where the show becomes really super unbelievable to me, frankly. Like, I just kind of like, it lost me very big here. Because Karen's like, man, everything we do to the Kingpin, he just gets back up and he's angrier and more powerful than before. You know, nothing we're doing is working. And Matt's like, that's why we have to keep trying. If we let the people know about his corruption, it'll take him down. And I was like, no, it won't. It will not do that at all. Nobody will care.
Even outside of our reality, this is a reality where the Kingpin went to prison for murder.
But you know, I think I actually have like so much less of a problem with that in like even within with any reality, because like he went to prison, he did his time. He's like, I was railroaded, but I did my time. You know, I don't know. I'm a kind of sort of okay with it.
I'm saying for Matt Murdock's own stance, he'd be like, hey guy, we know that's not going to work out.
Yeah, we know he killed people. Like, yeah, everybody knows he killed people. Although I think they established in season 1 that a lot of people don't believe he did it, which is very Trumpy. Like, that's very Trumpy. Like, people don't believe that he's actually out there in the Epstein files and he's all over them, right? So Karen has a source. And so she, she has a couple of sources, it seems like. One of the sources...
she says Jesse. She says Jess just called me.
Yes.
So that's got to be Jessica Jones, right?
Is it Jessica Jones, you think?
That's how...
Oh, that guy was not handing off. She was just waiting for that. Because she goes to a store, and there's like a guy shopping, and she's like waiting next to him.
We'll get to that, because that is one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen on anything.
So she's going to go try to figure out where the captain and the first mate are. And Matt's like, we're going to fucking really, make this all work. Back in the mayor's office.
Well, hold on.
What?
Then the camera zooms in on a mannequin head that a wig should be on, but it's bald, so we can cut to the back of Kingpin's head.
It's a match cut to Kingpin's head.
It's a match cut, but it doesn't make sense because it's like, why are you going to this mannequin head?
Because that's the wig that Karen puts on.
Yes, but it's just a funny...
No, they should have had Karen pull the wig off the mannequin. Yes. I mean, that honestly is what should have happened there. Like, it's already off. Like that, she should have picked it up, and then it could have zoomed in, then match cut. But I do like a good match cut, though, so I'm not going to complain too much.
But I'm going to complain because this one was unearned.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kingpin's in the office, his mayor's office, and he's watching Daredevil busting into the ship on video, and he's really fucking mad about it. And then the lieutenant governor and the attorney general stop by, and they do not like the Kingpin. The attorney general is like, man, this is some provocative shit you're doing here. Like, I don't like this. Like, I don't know what, like, I mean, I think that maybe, like, I think what might be happening here, I'm going to do headcanon, right?
Yeah.
Is that very similar to the real world? What's happening here is that Kingpin does not have the ability to do these things, but he's doing it anyway. And the system is kind of scrambling to catch up, which is what's happening here. Like, so what?
I think there's a big difference between the president, who arguably there's nobody higher up on the food chain, and the mayor.
There's nobody higher up on the food chain than the mayor.
The fucking governor.
The governor's not his boss. That's the thing. The governor isn't the mayor's boss.
But if the mayor, okay, so you're telling me if the mayor was like, I've created my own military, and I'm going to lock up people forever if I don't like what they're doing, the governor couldn't be like, you know what, man? I don't think that's going to work out. We're going to send in the National Guard to stop this or anything like that.
Well, there's two things that the governor could do. One is potentially call a state of emergency and call in the National Guard. I don't think that this situation rises to that. Frankly, I think that the mayor...
Kingpin called a state of emergency and called in that. He called martial law.
Well, yeah, I know. But I think that the two things are that the governor could do, and again, this is not, none of this stuff's realistic. This is all comic book.
Yeah, it's all
writing,
comic book, yeah.
So like, we're not complaining about it. Like, I like that it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just like whatever needs to happen for the story. But there's two things. I think the governor could either try to press charges against the mayor individually for breaking some kind of law about like the lengths at which the mayor can go, or two, the state can sue the city and then try to get an injunction. But as we've seen in real world, you can sue the president and get an injunction. He doesn't care. And the problem becomes that there isn't a system in place. We kind of have a system where, like, when somebody says, oh, the court told you can't do that, you're supposed to go, okay, I guess I can't do it.
I guess I
but
don't
what
do it.
happens if you're a guy that goes, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway? And there's not really a thing in place. Do you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, like, the NYPD, man, they're a fucking army. Like, the governor doesn't have enough people to send in to take out the NYPD. Like, the state sheriffs don't have enough people.
No, sure. Yeah, I mean, I understand, like, why it would not work out. But I'd like to see that explored more instead of just being like, hey, man, you should, you just did this. And he's like, yeah, I did it. Like, I'd like...
Well, I think this scene gives us
have him
that.
have, like, blackmail on the...
But we don't have to. This scene takes care of it.
This scene does end up taking care of it. But
that's the thing.
like, how much time is there between season 1 and 2 that this has been going on?
I don't know. I mean, like, you know, I think the thing is that they needed to show the scene where it's being taken care of for a couple of reasons. One is they needed to establish the power of Matthew Lillard's character.
Yes.
And then two, they needed to let us know that the governor's been taken care of. And you could technically have Kingpin go, the governor's already taken care of. But that isn't dramatic. This is much more dramatic.
No, this is very, very dramatic. Yeah.
So, like, he's getting yelled at by the lieutenant governor and the attorney general, and then that's when all of a sudden Matthew Lillard fucking busts into the meeting, and he's like, boy, they got a hero king in New York City now. It's a pound of meat. And I like Matthew Lillard in this a lot, by the way.
He brings a really good energy. Yeah.
And everybody in the room's like, who the fuck is this guy? And Sheila's like, are you supposed to be here? And he's like, oh, Sheila, I am supposed to be here.
That's my favorite part, is when she says, are you supposed to be here? And he just reveals he knows who everyone in the room is.
Yeah.
Is really, really cool.
It's really good. Bit. And so he's there. He's CIA. He is there from Langley. Does he mention Valentina or no?
No, the attorney general on the phone says, what's her last name? Valentina...
Fontaine.
Whatever. Fontaine. He says, understood, Miss LaFontaine.
Okay.
So that's how you know it's her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's what happens. Immediately there's a phone call, and Matthew Lillard's like, I think you want to answer that phone to the attorney general. And he answers it, and then the attorney general's whole thing is like, okay, then you know what? As I was saying, Mr. Fisk, we love what you're doing here in New York City. Yeah. So I like that. You know, like, I thought that was really fun. And
this did bring a question to my mind.
What's that?
And the answer is very simple, obviously. But, like, the Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers, are living in Manhattan, right? Mm-hmm. But I guess they're government sanctioned, so they're not vigilantes, right?
Yeah.
But it's just kind of weird that this whole episode, no one's like, by the way, the Punisher is kind of strange to me.
But the thing is that the Punisher was in last season and he was part of this, so I don't think that that's a problem. I think
that's exactly why it's a problem.
Why?
Because he was part of this last season, and now just nobody's talking about him.
He probably disappeared or something. That's probably what's happening.
But then you bring that up. You're like, the Punisher
still. We have like 9 more episodes for somebody to be like, hey, Frank.
I mean, if you're spending your whole first episode recapping everything and setting up where the stages are, I think you bring that up.
Well, I will say this. You are recapping, but I think this is actually also really... Like, stuff happens in this episode. Like, that bit with the boat at the beginning really does set things into motion.
That's definitely, obviously, very important to the entire season.
That isn't just, like, sort of like a thing. That's, like, actually, like, there's a story that's growing out of this. Like, that's the reason why Matthew Lillard is here. He's Mr. Charles. That's the name he's going by. So Karen goes to this convenience store, and that's where she picks up this file that I was confused. I thought that guy had left it there for her. I thought they were doing a handoff, but I guess not.
He was.
He was him?
Which guy do you mean?
The guy that's in that convenience store with like the bright orange coat.
Yeah.
That is the guy he is handing off to her?
Yeah, he puts it there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then
what I find funny is it's this big folder.
Yeah.
He puts it next to the boxes of popcorn. She goes over, picks up a box of popcorn in the folder, and then puts the box of popcorn back and like just takes the folder and puts it in her bag. It's like, this is a horrible handoff. Everyone can see what you're doing. Like, if anyone's watching you, they're like, she just took a folder. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is the worst fucking handoff.
Yeah, well, she gets this file. Then we go to
I also do appreciate that the show wasn't sure we would know it was her because of the wig. So first they show us her wanted photo.
Yes.
And then show her. Yeah.
Well,
so
I wish the show had done something similar in the next scene, because we go to Swordsman's in prison and he's in an interrogation room and he's getting a psychological evaluation, and it's from a character from the first season who famously every time she changed her hair, I did not know who she was.
There is a moment where they flash back and I was like, she looks like a completely different person. If you told me it was two different actors, I would believe you.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Really crazy, man. Like,
yeah.
And like, I spent the whole first bit of this going like, is that supposed to be the same lady? And then like, oh, it actually is the same lady, but she has her hair back now, so I can't recognize her.
She's got her hair back, and she did like she I don't know, what was it called, streaks, whatever. Like, her hair is lighter, so it looks completely different. And it was like, wait a minute. Even in the previous, like, last season bit, she's in like 3 different scenes with 3 different hairstyles.
It's crazy.
In the previously on.
Yeah,
it's
just
like,
could be totally different people. Yeah. So she's giving Swordsman a psychological eval. He doesn't want to do it. He's like, listen, I know the law. I should have a psychologist that both the defense and the prosecution agree on. And she's like, listen, I think you don't understand what's happening here. Like, you are in a black site. Like, nobody knows where you are. Those guys outside the door can do whatever the fuck I tell them to do to you. No one will ever know. The law is not on your side right now. So you might want to just go with me and tell me whether or not you like mechanic magazines. And finally, he's like, okay. But while this is happening, she starts having these hallucinations of Muse.
Yes.
Which happens to her a couple times in the episode. What do you think? Where do you think that's going?
I think my theory right now is just that she's, I think it's a 2-part thing. One, they want to show that she's traumatized by what happened last season.
Yeah.
And 2, they understand that at the end of last season, when she's like, okay, I'm going to go help Mayor Fisk, they didn't do a good enough job explaining why she would suddenly turn. Mm-hmm. And this does. This is why she's anti-mask, anti-vigilante, is because this guy tried to murder her.
What do you think? Now, I'm thinking like with like soap opera brain here. What do you think the odds are that she becomes Muse?
I mean, that's very comic booky.
It's like Tommy Jarvis and Jason, right? I mean, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I do wonder if that might be the thing. I kind of would like to have Daredevil beat up his girlfriend just for the domestic violence. They cancel Daredevil for TV. That's tough, right? Like when you have like your girlfriend becomes a supervillain, like can you beat her up? Is it okay? I don't even know.
You got to talk to Wally West about that. He's run into that problem with Francis Kane.
Yeah, he's been there.
Well, I mean, Spider-Man's had to fight Black Cat in the past, right? So
that's a good point. But like his fights with Black Cat are never like existential. Like you suspect that if he's fighting Muse, it's to the death. Black Cat's never to the death.
Every Black Cat Spider-Man fight is more him fighting to hide his erection.
Yes, exactly. Else. It's all flirting. It's a take on Catwoman and Batman. It's all flirting. So she's got a problem, but she does break the Swordsman into actually telling her, like starting answering her questions, true or false, that she's asking him. We then cut to the Murdock and McDuffie offices, and Kirsten McDuffie comes in, and she's upset because it turns out Matt Murdock's been missing since the end of last season. And Cherry's like, I don't know where he is, but, what am I supposed to do? And he's like a real bitch, by the way.
Cherry?
Yeah. He's like, oh, there's too many cases here for me. He's like, oh, you're taking too many innocent people who've been taken by the vigilante task force. But Cherry's like, Matt's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll start investigating this stuff. And that's when the DA comes in, and Cherry's like, oh, this piece of shit. And then Cherry gets a text. I really like this system of contact. Yeah. Where it's like confirm reservation at like red speeds or something, whatever it's called. Yeah. And like yes or no. It's such a great contact system because we do that. We do get these reservation texts. I mean, I don't know how often you do online reservations.
I mean, they should send honestly, for me, if I was writing it, it would be a very long text from like AOC or Elizabeth Warren, who's like, if you could send me $5, and then I would have to constantly put stop. Like that would be how you know they're coming, is they send stop back. And if they don't respond, they're not coming.
So Cherry leaves to go meet Daredevil while the DA sits down with Kirsten McDuffie, and he is immediately a piece of shit. He is like, so you're a big fucking loser now, I see. And he's like, you're taking all these loser cases. Like, I'll hire you back. There's something really funny here where he's like, whatever you tell me you're making here, I'll match it. Like, I like that line, by the way.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that the DA has money to pay that. Like, that's another fantasy element here, that the DA is like, I'll pay you anything you want.
I mean, I took as like, she is representing the swordsman and all the vigilantes, right? Everyone they're arresting, kind of, it looks like.
Yeah.
And so Fisk is like, pay her whatever you need to pay her to get her to stop.
Yeah, that's possible. That's like, yeah, we got the money to just do this, so just fucking take her off the board. Like, she's a good lawyer. Let's take her off the board. But there's a really funny bit where he offers her the job and she's like, fuck you. But the way that she says fuck you is just like really childish sounding to me.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, fuck you. I'm like, you gotta put a little bit more in it. Like, get a little more oomph
in there.
Yeah. So he leaves because she will not take the job. So Cherry goes and meets with Matt Murdock, and Matt starts telling him what's going on. The thing is, I like the Matt-Cherry relationship a lot.
Yeah, I like the Matt-Cherry relationship. I also like where they filmed this under the bridge.
Yeah.
It's really, really, like, it's... One thing the show really does really well, I think, is take advantage of shooting in New York.
Yeah.
You know, and this is one of those things where it's like, oh, I don't think I've ever really seen anyone film under the bridge like this before. Like, it's a very interesting way to go about it, and it's a very cool looking spot, and it really works out well.
Yeah.
You know,
Matt tells Cherry that the Northern Star was a big fucking deal, and that Fisk is going to like overreact and like fuck things up as a result. And Cherry's like, why don't you tell Kirsten that you're alive? And he's like, I don't want to put her at risk. I don't want her to know. And Cherry's like, what about me? And he's like, you're an old man. Like, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
I also like when he's like, okay, these are the names of the guys that were on the boat. We need to find them. And then he says their names, their Greek names or whatever. And he's like, do you want me to spell those for you? He's like, yes, I want you to spell those for me. I really like that.
Yeah.
Then we get the scene that felt, again, like, the pit last week, we had the ice story, and they shot that before Alex Pretty, the nurse, got killed. That was shot before that. But yet when we watched it, it felt like a direct response to that, right? This was shot last year, and also before some of the most egregious ice shit started. However, this feels so much like an ice raid, like on a restaurant. It was crazy. Like, if you had tried to make this feel like an ice raid, you could not have done a better job, I think. Which is like all these fucking Humvees show up and all these doofuses in armor come out. And what are they there for? Just to ask this lady where the guy is. Like, that's it. That's the whole thing. Like, they're not taking out a fucking drug kingpin. They're there to ask a fucking restaurant owner. And so the bad cop, Powell, is like, hey, so I know that maybe you might know where this guy might be. And she's like, me no English. And he's like, don't fucking pull that shit. I like that, by the way, too. Like, don't pull that shit on me. And then she calls him a fascist and whatever her language is, and he punches her right in the face. Right? I'm guessing Greek. I'm guessing. Everybody here seems to have Greek accents and Greek names.
Yeah.
So my take is Greek, but I don't want to be racist and assume.
I assumed it was Greek. I'll be racist.
I mean, what are they eating in that restaurant? That's the question, right? I didn't see an image of the Acropolis in this restaurant, so I'm not sure if I could be sure it's Greek.
That's true. No. Zeus wasn't like sitting there, like, oh, this is good juice. You like other juice?
She punches her right in the face, and then the captain of the ship is actually in the restaurant. He was hiding in the back, and he runs for it. What happens now is the two worst running guys I've ever seen in television.
Well, here's the problem, and it made me laugh very, very hard. The captain of the ship is clearly an older man who cannot move very quickly.
Right.
So the cop guy has to take little baby steps as he's running.
It's so funny.
It looks hilarious.
It's so fucking funny.
Why would you not just be like, hey, the captain guy, we're going to see him from behind. Just get a stuntman in there who can run.
Or like
just a bald stuntman.
From behind, and then like spin the camera around and have the cop run towards the camera off camera. Like,
sure.
There's a lot of ways to shoot this that doesn't make it look so stupid.
His little baby run was the funniest. Like he's doing little fucking Bill Murray baby steps as he's like supposedly running.
It's like he dropped a load in his pants. That's what it looks like. He dropped the load right in his pants, and he runs out and catches the when the captain goes out in the alleyway, and then Humvees come up on either side, and they catch him, and fucking Powell beats the shit out of him with one of those telescoping batons, which really fuck you up, by the way. They're very, very significant. And then we cut to the BB report. Remember her? And it
Well, no, this is not the BB report.
Well, no, it begins because the opening of the show was a BB report. Everybody's like, New York's great. We love New York. Mayor Fisk did it. And we begin like that. But then it turns out that it's hacked, and it is somebody in a Wilson Fisk mask. And it's like, BB is selling out to the Kingpin. And, you know, this is all bullshit. And the Kingpin is corrupt and yada, yada, yada. It's so clearly BB.
This is my biggest problem with it, is that it starts off showing her footage that we saw in the beginning, and then the camera pans over so we can see that, like, the sign says fucking Wilson Fisk on it or whatever. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, look at that. She's lying to you in her videos. And then it shows footage of Daredevil on the boat from the opening as well, where he shows off his double Ds. And it's like, obviously this is BB. B, why... How'd she get the footage of Daredevil?
Well, my guess here is that so when Cashman said that only Wilson Fisk and him knew what were on the boat, clearly not true. Gandolfini knows, and this is why Gandolfini is one of my favorite characters on the show.
Oh, I love him on the show
because he definitely showed her that to impress her. 100%. That we're going to find that out later, that he gave her that footage to impress her.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. But all of this would be like instantaneously. You'd be like, BB made this.
Oh, you know, I would assume as much, but like they pretend like she's been hacked, you know, which is whatever. But then we see BB go to Daniel Blake is who Gandolfini's playing, and she goes to his apartment. There's a party, and it's a shitty looking party. I got to tell you what.
There's like 5 guys. He's got no furniture.
But it's a nice apartment though, and she's pretty blown away. And she's like, "How do you fucking afford this, man? Like, this is crazy." He goes, "Oh, you know, I'm deputy mayor now." And she's like, this doesn't pay anything. And said, well, Fisk owns this building. And so he cut me a sweetheart deal. And this is how we begin talking about like, oh, but he shouldn't be doing business. He goes, oh no, it's a trust that he put all this stuff in, which by the way, this is all Trump shit. This is all Trump shit. It's just straight Trump stuff. And she's like, just be careful. This stuff is super fucking illegal.
Yeah, she says like
he's going to throw you on the bus.
He's not going to go down for this.
Yeah. Well, this is like when Trump this week was like, Pete Hegseth, you were the one that told me to attack Iran, right? Like, that's exactly what was going on. Like,
you were the first one to say we should do this.
Yeah. So that was really, really good. But I love Gandolfini in this show.
He's great. He's a really good actor. He's a really good actor.
And he plays this character. He really gets this character. This character is a bad guy, but he's like a pathetic bad guy. Like he's like he just wants to be cool. He wants to be important. You know, he's excited to have proximity to power. He isn't a mean guy. He's not a cruel guy. He just likes the proximity to power, and he's convincing himself that because this guy's the mayor, it's okay. You know,
I disagree with you a little bit.
You think he's mean?
No, I don't think he's mean. I think he's a guy that wants to be at the cool kid table, and he just doesn't consider if what he's doing is mean or not. He's just like I'm here. I'm here.
I get to do the cool stuff. I get a great apartment. Yeah,
I get a great apartment. I get this, and like that's why he's so excited to show off to BB all the time. Is like, look, because I mean,
he wants a boner.
Well, he wants the boner, but nothing against little Gandolfini. They're definitely playing it in the first season. They play it too, where he's at like that rave, but he's wearing like a t-shirt tucked into his pants. Like he's clearly not a cool guy, and you know he's probably been made fun of his whole life. And now he's like, yeah. And so he latched on, like he latched on to the Wilson Fisk campaign, and he was just like going door to door, and somehow worked his way up. We know that from the first season. Yeah. And and he's a guy that he's a little lackey guy who's like, yeah, man, this is cool. I'm going to do this stuff. It's cool because now these people like me and I'm part of the inside circle and whatnot, you know? And that's all he cares about.
How do you want to see his story end? Do you want to see him get destroyed by the Kingpin, or do you want to see him be instrumental in taking down the Kingpin?
I want to see him get destroyed by the Kingpin and become the Rose and start his own mafia. Ooh. That's what I want.
Yeah, Gandolfini be a good Rose. Yeah.
He would be. That's who I thought he was going to be when they first announced him on the show.
There's a possibility. That does make a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense, and I would kind of like that a bunch.
Plus,
Matt,
I love the Rose's outfit.
yeah, I love Rose's outfit. Would they do it on the show? Who knows?
I think they would.
Matt visits that restaurant, and they're cleaning up all the mess that the task force people made, and basically he's like, "Hey, so I heard they come and got the captain out of here," and she's like, "None of your business." He's like, "Yes, it is. I'm a lawyer."
Well, he says, "I'm a lawyer," and then he shows her his stick, his staff, that uses his walking stick. And she's like, "Oh, you're Matt Murdock. You're the lawyer of Hell's Kitchen."
Yeah. I don't know if we know this. Is he considered just missing, or is he considered wanted?
It's not. We see the Karen Page wanted poster. I would think it'd be very hard for him to be wanted, since the last thing he did in front of the city was save the mayor's life.
Yeah.
So I would think he's just missing, would be my guess.
So he tries to get information from her about what happened to the captain, and she's like, "Oh, they got him, so he's probably fucking done." But I haven't seen the first mate yet, and he's like, "Listen, if you see him, let me know. Like, I want to help. I'm here to help." And then we cut to Powell, the bad cop, torturing the captain. They're in like a warehouse, and he's beating the shit up. Once again, doing a thing we talked about on another program, punching him in the head, which is what you don't want to do in an interrogation. You don't want to give them a concussion. You want them to be able to speak to you. Yeah. That was actually that's our Watchmen episode. We discussed the finer parts of torturing somebody, right? Yeah.
Was that? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. He also says the dumbest line in the episode.
What's that?
He confirmed it was Pink. It was Daredevil. Yeah, you have it on fucking footage, guy. We saw the video.
Buck Cashman comes in and is like, at first I was like, give me a fucking break. Buck Cashman is like, please, this is not how you get a man to talk. Serve him some tea. Let's speak about it over tea. And I was like, oh my God, give me a break. But then it turns out that Buck is just doing a bit. And I'm like, okay, I like that he's doing a bit here, because he shoots the captain in the back of the head.
I think he missed a good opportunity to connect with the kids of today.
Yeah.
In that, he guess he brings up the tea, like serve him some tea, and bad cop goes away. And then he's talking to the captain of the ship, and they're talking in Greek, and he says some stuff of like, "I'm going to send you home right now," or whatever, and shoots him in the back of the head. He should have said, "It's time to spill the tea," and then shot him in the back of the head.
Buck Cashman tells Fisk what's going on, and Fisk is in a meeting. Vanessa's there, and Mr. Charles. And Mr. Charles doesn't know if he can talk in front of Vanessa, and this makes everybody else really mad.
Yeah, they're like, you've insulted her, and he's like, I was trying to be polite.
I mean, yeah, it is funny, but the way he says it really is dismissive of her. You know what I mean? Like, is it okay to say it in front of the wife? It's just, but that's like his whole bit. And there's like a funny part here where they're talking. He's like, "That's just how I am," and she's like, "I don't think it is." And I like that a lot too.
I like that. Yeah,
she's like, "You're doing a bit here. Like, this is part of your CIA.
You're trying to
thing.
throw people off."
Yeah, you're doing a thing here. So he's really mad. Matthew is really mad because those were his guns. And he's like, "Listen, like, there's like some cleanup is really easy. Like, you got a dead body, I can get it down to the bottom of the river, no problem. Getting 30 tons of weapons through a major metropolitan area, that is much harder, and you're making it a lot harder on me."
Yeah.
And the problem is, he says, when we get these guns through the city, do you trust your guys? And Kingpin's like, "Oh, absolutely." He goes, "Well, then you don't mind killing them when it's all done, because there's the only way to really trust them." And Kingpin's like, "Well, good men are hard to find." And he's like, "Well, a hard man is good to find." But he's like, "But I'm going to need you to do it. I'll use my own men. In fact, I'll tell you what, and we'll kill those guys." And Fisk is like, as long as it's can't come back to me. And Matthew's like, "No, don't worry, it won't be, and it won't come back to me either. Like, we're all clean here," which means nobody's clean. They're all fucked.
Yeah.
Gandolfini goes home and finds.
I was hoping that when Kingpin said, "As long as it doesn't come back to me," that he would have been like, "No, it will.
It will. I'm going to fucking throw you under the bus."
Look,
no. Yeah.
If it comes down to it, I'm not going down.
No, there's no way. Yeah. They're gonna find you in a landfill, bro. Like,
it's gonna be like the fucking Layla scene in Goodfellas if things start going bad for the CIA.
By the way, I really like bringing in the CIA, because I like the idea that Kingpin is now dealing with people who actually can fuck him up.
Yes,
I like that. Like, I think that's good. I think that's gonna become. I think that brings us to a potentially interesting place this season, where the Kingpin is like got it on both sides, from the vigilantes but also from the CIA. And like I'm kind of curious how that plays out. Gandolfini goes home and finds that his apartment's been cleaned. BB got a cleaning service for him and demands $500 Venmo'd. And we cut to see that BB is hanging out with Karen. BB
That made me laugh too, by the way.
The whole pay me the money?
Well, more of like how quick it was. That he walks in and he texts her, thank you. And like the second he hit send, she's already responded with like, I your apartment clean, send me $500. like it almost felt like she was texting him at the same time he was texting her.
She might have. I have a friend that happens all the time. Like I'll go pick up the phone to text her, and a text from her will pop up as soon as I pick up the phone. Yeah. So like there's sometimes you're simpatico, and so BB, who is one of Karen's sources, it turns out, tells Karen this is my source on the inside, and Karen's like, do you like him? Do you do kissy kissy? And BB's like, no.
Is he giving friends. You the source?
So they have a discussion, and BB, Karen's like, listen, I want to take care of you. I don't want to get you killed like I got your uncle killed.
It's a weird thing to be like, well, I did this because your uncle's dead because of me.
I did.
And BB should be like, I'm sorry. Can we go back? Can we discuss this?
So now we understand all the different sources. We have BB has the connection to the Fisk office, and that the reason why she's making these shitty videos is because she needs access, the access that she's then using to give to Daredevil. Then we cut back to Heather's apartment, and she's doing her notes with the swordsman interview. And she gets a phone call from the DA, and the DA is like, hey, loved your shit, man. I especially loved the things that you said that we saw you writing down in the earlier scene. I thought that was very funny. The only two things he notes are the things that we saw her writing down in the earlier scene. And he's like, the problem here is that, like, you have a PhD, but, like, my jurors are dumb as shit. Like, I kind of really got to sell him that this guy's a sociopath, and I feel like maybe the stuff that you put here doesn't really sell it. And she basically agrees to give away her ethics to change the answers that Duquesne gave to make him seem more like a psychopath. She specifically changes, I am sometimes possessed by an evil spirit.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I would like somebody to discuss in the MCU, is that actually insanity?
Yeah, I mean, that becomes a very good question at this point, right?
I mean, yeah, I do wonder if we're going to get.
Although, do people know about evil spirits?
They know about Doctor Strange.
I guess they do, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't really know what the exact levels of knowledge are, but they definitely have seen shit like a giant interdimensional monster with one eye being fought by a wizard.
Yeah,
they've definitely seen that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it goes back to like my favorite Astro City issue, where it's the lawyer who gets the guy off of murder, being like, "How do you know I was in shape change?
Yeah,
like we know they're out there."
Yeah,
like I like that kind of stuff.
I kind of like that to be like actually the thing that McDuffie takes on it is like, well, how do you know he wasn't actually taken by an evil spirit? Like
that'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Here's Wong to be on the witness stand to say evil spirits do exist.
That'd be great.
I would love that. That would be so good.
Remember when for a while it looked like Wong was going to be like the new Nick Fury?
Yes, it did.
Just kind of stopped.
Yeah, it was sad, isn't it? Yeah. She has more. Go ahead.
He says on the tape, because you can hear her interviewing him, and he says something that made me think about myself. She says, "Do you often feel like you are the smartest person in the room?" And he says, "Yes." And it occurred to me that if that was asked of me, I'd have to say yes. Not because I think I'm very smart, but because I spend 90% of my time in a room alone. So I have to be the smartest person in the room.
Like by default, yes.
By default, yes. I often do think that because I'm in my room alone. I live alone in my apartment and I work from home. So yes, when I go out, like when I go to the grocery store, I no longer believe I'm the smartest person in the place. But like in my home, no, I'm sure there's, relative people are smarter than me. I
don't know about that. But I like he gives an honest answer because he's a rich guy. Like it's like it would be weird if he was like, no, I don't think so. No, of course he's a rich guy. Of course he's the smartest guy in the room. Of course he's convinced that he's the only one who's right all the time. That's actually great, and that's like part of why he's a vigilante because I'm the smartest guy. I know best.
And it also made me laugh because it connects back to in the Hawkeye show where he's arguing with a 12-year-old all the time.
Yes,
which is very fun to me.
Yes. But yeah, so we get more of, they're really hammering down that Heather's having these hallucinations.
Yes, she sees more, yeah.
Matt and Karen get back together and they are like doing exposition about the day, and they're doing like a little bit of fighting. And the problem is that Matt goes a little too hard on it. He like started like gets caught up with it and like starts actually beating her up a little bit. And then we have a flashback to Foggy Nelson being alive, and she's like, "You ever miss the old days when it was just us doing law stuff?" And he's like, "I do." And
he's like, "We never had those days. I was Daredevil.
I've been Daredevil the whole time.
You met me.
Yeah, I've never always been Daredevil.
How it used to be is I would do stuff, and then you would just do the same thing later, but just repeat everything over and over again. It was
remember
really
how you
horrible.
thought I was just an alcoholic getting beat up all the time?" We cut to the restaurant again, and that woman gets told, "Oh, there's a man eating out of the dumpster," and she says to the guy, "Well, make him a plate." And by the way, I love that. Like that's a little character thing, but like it's a good character. It's a nice character thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I already did," because that's
you know what that tells you. Because we know that she helps people get out of the city or out of the country.
She's not doing it for criminal reasons.
She's not doing it for criminal reasons, and she probably doesn't charge for it.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. She's helping people for the purpose of helping people, and she's not doing it for. She's not like if you killed your family, she's going to get you out. It's like, are you undocumented? Do you have a problem? Like, do we need to get you? Someplace?
I mean, this guy was smuggling guns into the country, which is.
But yeah, he was like she doesn't know what he was doing. She just knows that they were on a boat that sunk and that everybody's mad at them. Do you know what I mean? That's what she knows. And so the waiter's like, "Oh yeah, no, I already did, but this guy wants to thank you personally." And so she goes outside, and I was like, "Oh my God, is it going to be Matthew Lillard? Is he going to kill her?" And then no, it was actually the first mate. It actually is him.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Cherry's apartment, and he's doing some late night work. And then he gets a knock on the door. It's the AVTF, the Anti-Vigilante Task Force.
He's not just doing late night work. He is continuing the conversation he had with McDuffie, where he was complaining about how many people there were. He is literally just saying the same things again.
Yeah, he's just grumbling to himself. And AVTF knocks on the door, and they're like, "Why are you looking for these guys? We know you're looking for these guys. Why are you doing it?" And he's like, "You know what? I'm going to open this door without a warrant. I'm not answering any questions." But what I like is that he says that, and then he immediately puts his hands on his head because he knows what they're going to do. That they're not waiting for a warrant. Again, very much like Modern World. Like they're just they don't care. And they bust in and they start beating the shit out of him. And it's the one-eyed cop from last season. And they put a gun to his head, and it's like, oh, they're going to kill Cherry now. Like, that's how we're starting this season off. But no, Daredevil shows up, and we start having a Daredevil fight. And turns out that Cherry's having a heart attack, though. That all of this excitement is giving Cherry a heart attack, and that distracts Daredevil, who begins flashing back to hearing Foggy's heart stop. Yes. And so in this moment of being distracted, he gets kidney punched by another cop, and they knock him down. And then the cops start beating the shit out of him. I actually like this a lot, because I think that's the only way to take out a Daredevil. Like, it's like he has to be like in his emotional state, like where he's just not paying attention. Like that's the way that it happens. And then once you get a guy down on the ground, you hit them in the head enough times, it's just hard to get your fucking bearings again. Yeah. And it reminds us that he's a regular guy. That's the thing at the end of the day. Like, he's not super powered. He's got super hearing and whatever, but he doesn't have super strength.
He doesn't have super strength and vulnerability. Yeah.
So they subdue him, and they pull off his mask, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's Matt Murdock." And the cops are like, "Let's fucking take care of this guy." And they put a gun to his head. And then all of them get killed immediately by knives that come in through the window. And then one final knife comes in and like fucking bounces around and lands directly in front of Matt. And it's got written on the side of it, "You're welcome." Yep. And that's the end of the episode.
And a bullseye.
Yeah, bullseye. I gotta say, I do not like Bullseye on this show. I loved that.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's like straight comic book shit. Yeah. That's straight.
And the same with the way Daredevil is using his extendable cane.
Yeah,
flying around hitting people.
Yeah,
I like that as well.
That fight's really good. It's like a really brutal, good fight. The fight at the beginning I didn't like so much because I thought that the way that it was shot was really confusing. But this fight was a little bit clearer, I thought.
I disagree. I think this fight has one of the... I don't think this episode is very well edited.
Okay.
Overall. And this fight has one of the worst edit bits possible. Where when they're about to kill Cherry and the Daredevil's cane comes in, staff, whatever, and hits the one-eyed cop, it hits him in the head, and then there's like a cut to the ground and like a second, and then he hits the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's gotta move quick. You gotta be fast. Like, and I just don't, I don't like him just yelling all the time. Like when he's like stomps on a guy, he's like, ah! And it just makes me think of the ending of Bowfinger every time. It's like, it's real goofy. It's real goofy. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
I felt like the editing throughout this whole episode was very like slow and off.
I will say that this episode the scenes have a certain amount of, sometimes they trail off, or there's like a little bit of airlessness within them. I will say that is correct. And I wonder if they were trying to just stretch it. They felt it came in short, and they were just like, okay, let's just keep the tail end on each of these scenes. Let's just make it go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But what do you think of this episode in general, though?
No, not for me.
At all, huh?
I mean, there are some things I liked, but overall, it's still, there are things, it's just not a show for me. I don't like seeing Daredevil break a guy's arm so badly that like the bone comes out, right. I don't want that from Daredevil, like I get he's going to beat up guys, but I don't like this idea of like him being so savage, and it connects it to him screaming every time he like punches people. And it's like, yeah, this doesn't feel right to me with Daredevil. Like, it feels too much. It feels too goofy. It comes across real goofy to me. And then, I still don't like Karen Page. That's not going to change, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, we're stuck with her. That's the thing. We're stuck with her. Like, that's just the deal.
I did appreciate that both in the last season on and at the end of the episode, they showed Foggy Nelson dying. If they want to pull a Maria Hill and show him dying every episode, I'm down. I'm down for it. I'm fine with that. But no, I thought overall the episode was real flat. There's way too much backlighting in the episode as well. Like at a certain point, it's like, guys, okay, like what's going on with the backlighting? Like it's kind of annoying, like I just did not. There are bits I like. I like that the therapist lady, that she's seen visions of what's his face, and yeah, I don't know, but overall, it just did not. There was nothing about where I was like, I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, like I enjoyed it enough. I'm not a big Daredevil guy. I found like the Netflix show often like semi unwatchable.
Oh, it's definitely better than the Netflix show. Don't get me wrong.
So that's the thing. So like I'm judging it on that curve. Like, could I watch this episode? This felt like an okay episode of TV. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not a great episode, not a horrible episode. It was an okay episode of TV. It did feel a lot like we are getting our feet under us for season 2. I'm kind of interested to see what happens next week. There's stuff being set up that I quite am interested in.
There is, but it's interesting because like the first season, we made excuses for the beginning, right? Because we're like, well, they changed path halfway through. They had to go back and reshoot a bunch of stuff. That's why it feels a little disjointed. They don't have that excuse this time. And I don't understand why, this is not the first time a TV show has ever gone into a second season.
Yeah.
Plenty of shows have figured out how to move things quickly through through your first episode to recap everything, to get everybody back on board and move. And this felt like a lot of it was just like, we're going to need 2 to 3 scenes to explain who BB is. No, you don't. Like, we can move. We can get it going,
Well, my understanding, so I didn't know this, but my understanding was that BB didn't know that for sure that Kingpin killed her uncle, and did not know that Karen was protecting Karen. So that was actually a character bit to expose her to that. So it wasn't just like establishing who she is. It was actually moving a character bit forward. I just didn't know that.
Well, she knew Kingpin killed her uncle in the first season.
She knew, but she didn't know.
She's told by the guy.
Oh, that's right. She was told by the guy. That's right.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, that's right. She's told.
Yeah, she's told by the chief of police or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
I showed it in the previously on.
I skipped the previously.
I remember.
I skipped the previously on.
You got to watch it because they show Foggy die. They show him get shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but like, and I did not end in a way that I was like, gotta see what happens next week. But I was like, you know what? He's in the Daredevil suit a bunch in this episode.
He is. Which I appreciate.
Love that.
Yeah. And it's a good looking suit.
It looks great. Yeah, I think it looks really good. And, there's like still legal stuff going on. I'm kind of curious how that's all going to play out in the season.
That's one thing too I wish that they'd done something with, which is like, they're like, oh, we've got all these mask cases coming up. The trials are about to start. It's like, well, who got like, I wish they'd kind of besides Swordsmaster, who are there other characters we should know? Like
I don't know. I
think
guess
that'd be
we'll find
interesting.
out in coming episodes potentially. They might just name drop guys. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
just may not actually show anybody. They may just name drop guys. That's possible. Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll find out. I mean, but I'm not. This episode set up enough stuff, especially the CIA stuff. I'm very intrigued to see where that goes.
Yes. Yeah.
And also I think that the end of season 1 established this feeling like we're going to go to war, and then this is like, no, actually we're not. But I'm okay with that because that was an escalation that didn't feel good because his team sucked.
Because his team was the worst.
Right. So now it's like I'm just doing whatever I can and I'm like sinking his ship or whatever. Like that's great. I'm totally down with that. We've pulled it back from we're a fucking army to like I'm just kind of a guy doing stuff. Like that's much better for me.
The rest of his army's not even in this episode.
No, they're not even in this episode.
Yeah. Because after he turned around, he's like, I'm sorry, hold on. Is it me, Karen, Josie, and 2 cops? That's what we have? You guys can go home. Like, this is not going to work out.
So, I mean, I am curious what happens next, but not like in a way like gotta come back next week. But like, like it has not made me feel like, oh, I don't believe I have to watch Daredevil again next week, which is very much how I felt when an episode of Netflix ended. Like, oh, I got another one of these to watch.
I did not feel that yesterday when I watched it. I felt that when I watched it again today, because at that point I knew that there were 2 episodes next week. I was like, why? Like, come on. Like, hopefully they're better, because this just did not excite me.
Well, like I told you, my people I know who've seen it said that the show is slow to start.
Yeah, no, I hear that, and that's great, but like...
No, I'm not saying that as like I'm just it's like I think forewarned is forearmed, I think is the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like understanding like, you know what? Like it's going to get good at the end maybe, but like we're going to have to take a little while to get there.
I mean, I don't know if that works because that's like being told like I'm going to hit you. Are you ready? It's still because then you're like, oh god, I'm going to get hit. So it's like, oh god, I have to sit through like 4 boring episodes.
Well,
before
no,
something
it's
happens.
more like there's a cool thing at the top of this hill, but the walk up the hill is going to be a real pain in the ass. But I think that the thing at the top of the hill is worth it.
Yeah.
That's like kind of how it was told to me. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not promising. I don't know what happens. I did not ask anybody to tell me what happens. I want to be surprised. But that was the way that it was said to me. It's like when you get to the end, you're like, okay, this was worth it. So
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, well, we'll find out next week when we watch the next 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and we talk about them here on this podcast. In the coming days, this weekend, we're going to be having our next episode of Watchmen debuting. We're talking about the movie Black Easter, a totally crazy Christian movie in which Jesus Christ gets shot in the face. That really happens twice in the movie. And so that's available to folks at the $7 and above levels on the Patreon. If you're listening to this show for free, go to patreon.com/cinemasangha, SANGHA, and become a member. $3 level, you get our Star Wars podcast. At the $7 level, you get the Star Wars podcast, this podcast, and also the monthly Watchmen. And then that's going to be April's show. May's show, we're going to be doing Mandalorian and Grogu. So we got some exciting stuff coming up for the Watchmen audience. So get in on it right now. Until then, may you be happy. May you be healthy, may you be safe, may you be well, and we will see you across the Omniverse.